Hi, here's where I'm at. Painted the frame today, almost finished. Get to that later. Now on to the fork. There's three problems at the moment still with the fork. First of all, the paint coverage, as beautiful as it is throughout, wasn't quite perfect down here, so I tried to touch it up with a brush, but issue is that at the time when this fork was painted, due to extension of the design studio, the paint booth was full with things that came out of the storage because they were building at the storage area. So we couldn't really bake this paint, and that paint, as beautiful as it looks and as shiny as he got it, isn't quite hard. So while I was then trying to touch this up in this area here, and then it didn't work, so I tried to clean it off with paint thinner, and that basically ate into the paint, so I have this tiny little problem down there. Another issue is that the cleaning lady dropped my handlebars right onto this, so not sure what I'm going to do, but in general the issue is now again due to construction in the studio. We're extending by about 40% and putting in another 40-meter measuring plate, so it will take till April until the paint booth is reconnected, because it's all going to one compressor, one central compressor eventually. So I could paint, but I couldn't bake, and I couldn't I couldn't paint. I could bake now, that's right, but that's kind of useless, I guess, and at this stage, and yeah, whatever. Okay, so I am now intermittently, I want to ride the bike, long story short, and since this is kind of where my mudguard is going to sit, I'm kind of thinking that I could just put a small area here in matte black, masking it off, and I will touch up this really carefully, actually making sure that I'm not going to make a bigger mess than it is. But what I'm doing right now is making a mudguard. I tried, here you see two mudguards on this drawing. It's the bigger one and the smaller one. I made the bigger one before, tried it on a different bike. I felt it was a little bit too small, so that's why you see on the right side it has been drawn a little bit smaller. Nevertheless, since this is all fresh and different, I'm going to start again and look what the bigger one looks like. And also I do have a kind of a square situation where this is going to sit, so that's gonna be a completely different situation as it was sitting in a round area, because the round fork will kind of like shape the mudguard like that, similar to the tire, whereas here I'm guessing I'm getting more of a square situation. No idea. So that's why I'm making this out of cardboard first. I have made two copies, glued one on the cardboard, cut out the big one, so now I do need to first of all copy this over properly, because that's not symmetrical. So I'm going to use this cardboard plate, put it onto my second copy, straight and nice, and then I'm gonna trace this down, cut out the second copy, and then turn around and put on the cardboard, so then I will have a symmetrical cardboard. So that's where I'm going to start at, and then I'm going to see what this mudguard looks like.